So I have a confession, y'all. I don't think I've actually wanted to blow up as an artist, like I've been saying, because this is actually what is blowing up and creating memorable impressions on social media. All these fellas here. That's right. These guys, ladies and gentlemen, in the S tier of Coworker music. Shout out to Liam Donovan for putting all of us onto that, by the way. Are the marketing geniuses that we all wish that we were. And I know some of you are gonna say, oh, he's just a Coworker music sympathizer. There's a reason they've blown up, and you and I have not yet. Being cool is the most expensive mistake that you're making. And when I say cool, I don't mean like actually like objectively cool. I mean cool in quotation marks where, you know, being nonchalant, mysterious, unengaging. That's the cool I'm referring to. While you're sitting in your room protecting your artistic integrity, artists like TX2 and Dax are weaponizing your hate to buy houses, cars, mansions, whatever you want to call it. They aren't lucky artists. They've just simply mastered a dark psychological framework that you're too scared to touch because, I might have to be myself for this. I don't want to be myself. I'm not unique as a person. Today I'm showing you how to turn repulsion into a paycheck. In the 2026 attention economy, artists must shift from seeking validation to seeking intensity. By utilizing this rage to revenue loop, artists can bypass this slow build and scale via algorithmic friction and off-putting messaging. Which brings me to today's topic: how to utilize rage bait, shock value, and the cringe filter to blow up your music career faster than any clean marketing strategy ever could. Why is it that talented artists with perfect vocals are starving, while Coworker music artists like Dax, TX2, Skits Craven are buying their first houses? You're asking, how do I make people like my music? When you should be asking, how do I make them unable to ignore me? We're going to stop talking about art for a second and talk about attention velocity. In 2026, the music industry is just a subsector of the entertainment industry. We all know that. And if you aren't entertaining, you don't exist. This dude, Skits Craven, the bald dude you see on TikTok picking his nose in that one reel, has over 190 million views, 382,000 subscribers. If you watched my last video, you're probably saying, oh, those are all just vanity metrics. Why are you pointing to them? If we take the $7,000 that YouTube pays out for 1 million views on a music channel, that's well over $1 million, y'all. That's in US dollars too, for all my Canadians. And I can already hear the internet peanut gallery saying, oh, this dude just has bots. I should have put this take in my last video, but the take of this artist has bots is the most brain dead take you can say about somebody else's music in 2026, because you're not actually mad about the bots like I would be and am about bots. You're grasping for a reason to convince yourself that there isn't an audience for this stuff to make yourself feel better about your own music and why it hasn't blown up yet. There is an audience, guess what? And if you're really about making it, then you'll do something about it to get your piece of the pie. As we've discussed, surface level marketing and understanding is failing because you're playing a game of likability in a market that rewards impact. The algorithm doesn't care if a comment says, I love this, or I hope you never sing again. It only sees intensity. If you're not willing to step up and make an impression, you're just going to vanish. You're holding onto integrity as a shield for your fear of being judged. Probably feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't get hate comments because you never post anything, that's why. So let's dismantle the hate myth. When somebody stitches your video to mock your lyrics or drop a hate comment, they are your most effective employee. They are paying for your reach with their own social capital. That's right. Every hate watch is a signal to the algorithm that your content is high stakes. In the Unpromoted Sounds Make More Marketable Music system, we call this weaponized engagement. You aren't losing the argument, you're winning the auction for the viewer's time. Let's look at this Coworker music Trojan horse for a second. Notice the pattern with artists like TX2, Kill Carl, or Sadzilla. The music isn't experimental. It's melodic, rhythmic, and safe. It's Coworker music. but the identity being inserted is a flaming car crash that you can't look away from. They use a familiar sound or novelty to get you in the door, but then they slap you in the face with a visual or lyrical hook so polarizing, you feel a physical need to comment saying how bad this is. It's a bait and switch for the subconscious, and they're cashing in on it every single time. We need to talk about the death of the cool artist. Being cool, nonchalant, mysterious, not posting because you're entitled to greatness as an artist. This is a huge bottleneck that we investigate in master music marketing, our school community. Cool artists are afraid to look stupid, so they never take any risks. But artists like Skits Craven or Sadzilla especially understand that cringe is just a filter. It filters out the people who are too guarded to be their real fans and attracts the outcasts who see the lack of shame as a superpower. You can be cool and broke, or cringe and impactful at the end of the day. Choice is yours. In one of my previous videos on stealing with originality, I was breaking down copycats want what they have, thieves understand why it works when it comes to bigger artists than them. Don't copy the hair color of a trending artist, steal the psychological friction. Why does their content make people angry? Is it the literalism, the melodrama, the over-the-top acting, the perceived lack of quality in it? Steal the mechanism of the irritation, not the aesthetic. Humans are biologically wired to notice a threat before they notice beauty, which is why I probably can't focus whenever I go into a social space, because I'm looking around the entire room trying to figure out where somebody who's psycho enough to maybe even be listening to these artists would be to enter and like cause harm to other people. If you post a beautiful sunset, people are like, "Aww," and they scroll. If you post a car crash, they stop. Shock value and rage bait are the car crashes of our digital age. It's not about being good yet. It's about stopping the thumbs so you have the chance to be heard. Look at someone like Miles, for example. He literally just posts the most greatest music of all time, of our generation. The absolute Michael Jackson of this era. Complete messing around, goofy, rage bait music who is only trying to piss off people who are music purists. And he always stops the scroll. When you've heard a Miles song, your scroll has stopped. You're sitting and you're listening to a Miles song. He doesn't care about being good yet. It's about stopping the thumb so he has a chance to be heard. I keep telling people this all the time. I have a feeling that Miles is just one day, once the gimmick of being the complete goofball artist that he is run dry, he's just gonna drop arguably the greatest song of the year and capture everybody's attention and completely flip the script. You can't convert a fan who's never stopped scrolling, so the artists who are stopping people from scrolling are actually the ones who are winning and building a independently successful system without any labels intervention as well. The bottom of the artist's development iceberg features leverage. These artists aren't posting because they need a like. They are triggering a reaction so they can leverage into Spotify saves and tour dates. They use the rented attention of the haters to fund the owned attention of their diehard community. They aren't seeking validation, they're seeking a reaction that they can monetize. And while you're sitting here obsessed with the quality of things and how it should be, these winning Coworker music artists are obsessed with the messaging intensity. Dax doesn't need a high-budget video to go viral, even though he has the budget to do so. He needs a literalist, oversharing lyric that makes music purists lose their minds in the comments. The message is the marketing. If your content doesn't make someone want to argue with you or get mad at you, your message is too weak. Speaking of which, I haven't said it yet. Your music isn't that special yet. It's generic. It's not going to break through based on where it is right now. Data shows that 15% of your hate watchers, this is crazy. Data shows that 15% of your hate watchers will eventually become your biggest spenders. They start by watching to laugh at you, saying, haha, this guy's goofy. Yet they will eventually learn the lyrics ironically to say in front of people, and then finally they will find themselves at your show being your fans. Look at Think of It by KSI. Everybody mocked the life out of that thing. Everybody learned the lyrics because they're like, oh, let's just be able to quote it ironically. It'll be so funny. And once the rage storm around it and the hate comments stop and, everybody comes to their senses, everybody's like, you know what? KSI ain't too bad, and then they actually find themselves genuinely enjoying the song. But I will say this, I've spent 11 years watching talented artists, my contemporaries, disappear because they were too proud to be entertainers. So don't be the artist who is too good, too cool to be famous. Go out and chase it, man. Like, if you can figure it out, go out and chase it. and you'll figure it out by continuing to engage with this. I closed off the last video by defining how your brand is defined by who you exclude. By being cringe, you effectively fire the cool police. You create a gated community for the people who don't care about social norms. That creates a bond that is 100 times stronger than a casual listener who just thinks your song is pretty good. If everyone likes you, nobody loves you. Polarization is the foundation of loyalty. The us versus them mindset will create your own brand loyalty. As ugly as it sounds, this is the truth. Before we go any further, I need you guys to listen for a second. You need to stop being so judgmental of other artists because it's going to shut you down to, first of all, learning from them, and second of all, generating similar opportunities for yourself. A lot of artists are just playing a character and are actually just normal people away from the cameras. Like, I've seen interviews with Skits Craven because I was like doing research for this video, and it's like the dude just talks like a genuine, like, down-to-earth dude that if you never heard his music and you just bumped into him at a Walmart, he'd be chill enough that you could just be like, hey, want to go grab something from the McDonald's real quick? And he'd be like, sure. If you kill your ego, pride, and judgment and open yourself up to genuine learning from people you are offended by and just don't like, you'll be amazed at what you can walk away with in terms of fuel for your career. So with all this said, how do we proceed as artists? The era of the polite artist is respectfully coming to an end. If you want to blow up and do it quick in 2026, you have to be willing to be the center of the storm. You have to decide if you want to be an artist or an act that sells out every night. Our first step, identify your irritation hook. Audit your brand, go in and take it up and pop the hood open. What's the one thing about your personality that purists would hate? Is it your literal lyrics, your extra fashion, your hyper emotionality? Instead of smoothing it out, pacifying and nullifying it, maximize it. Make it the centerpiece of your content. Use the Coworker music strategy. Keep the song structure safe and catchy, but make the identity highly disruptive. Our second step, weaponize the stitch and duet. Create content that is designed to be mocked. Put your ego aside, stop caring about what people think. Create something that people will mock. Use egotistical, braggadocious captions like, the industry isn't ready for this, or this is better than, insert the name of top 40 artist. You're intentionally setting a trap for the cool police. When they stitch you to talk trash or comment to talk trash, they are handing you their audience on a silver platter. Let them hate you into a career. Every negative stitch is a free billboard plastered for everybody to see. Step 3, convert the chaos into owned attention. Don't argue with the haters, don't validate them. Ignore them and talk to the people actually defending you. Use the massive reach from the rage loop to drive your traffic to your Discord, email list, or your SMS community. Turn the temporary viral noise into a permanent career architecture. Use the hate to build the ladder, and then stop caring about the people at the bottom. And of course, by people at the bottom, I mean people who are just like bottoms in terms of their behavioral choice to hate on other people. Leave them at the bottom. People who are actually struggling, of course, take care of them. Most of you will watch this and stay safe because you're afraid of what your friends, or even worse, complete strangers will think about you. That's why you're caught at the bottom of artist development. But the few who aren't afraid to be the villain, to stir the pot, of course, not actually be evil, but just create attention. I'll see y'all at the top. If you really want to understand how to go about executing this in your career in a tangible, certified way, I'm pleased to announce that we've recently opened up our school community, Masters of Music Marketing, to the public for anybody to sign up to and join. It contains our artist guide, The Curious Artist, which gives you all the basics and fundamentals of songwriting from start to finish as well too, for free, included in your monthly payment. And you have the blueprint for going through the stages of kindergarten all the way to a graduating artist to guarantee your inevitability as an artist at some point in your career. This isn't a how-to on TikTok trends. This is a #1 artist development course designed to help you climb through the iceberg and become inevitable. Link is in our description below. Love to see you over there.